Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt to a camp across from the Red Sea. The Pharaoh noticed this and sent 600 chariots with officers on all of them to kill the Israelites. Moses led them out because God told him to. Moses trusted God and went along with what he said.
Were there no burial places in Egypt? No burial places, so you brought us here to die in the wilderness? What have you done to us, bringing us out of Egypt? Did we not tell you this in Egypt when we said, leave us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? Far better for us to serve the Egyptians than die in the wilderness.
Do not fear. Stand your ground and see the victory that the Lord will win for you today. For these Egyptians who you see today, you will never see again. The Lord will fight for you. You have to only keep still and trust him.
The Lord allowed Moses to lift up his staff and split the Red Sea in half and lead the Israelites to safety. They ran through the sea to the other side.
The Egyptians tried to follow, but Moses raised his staff and the water went back to normal. This stranded all of the Egyptians in the middle of the sea. Not one Egyptian soldier made it out alive.
Firstborn of Egypt will be killed.
Moses and Aaron summoned the elders and described the Passover.
On the 10th of this month, every Israelite family to get a clean lamb for each household. Every family has to kill a lamb, cook it, and eat it. Then take the blood and put it on the lintel, so the angel of death can then pass over their houses and go to the Egyptians' houses and kill their firstborn. You will then take the blood and apply it to the 2 doorposts and the lintel of houses in which they eat it. You will then eat the meat that night, and whatever is left over must be burned up.
For on the same night I will go through Egypt, striking down every firstborn in the land, human beings and beasts alike, and executing the judgment on all the gods of Egypt. I, the Lord.
Moses, aided by God and not wanting to give up, went back to the Pharaoh.
With the power of God inside me, I've put frogs upon you.
I am not impressed, for our magicians can do the same. Take them away.
So Moses prays to God to take the frogs away. The frogs die in the ground, and they make the city smell.
After this interaction, the Pharaoh felt even worse about Moses.
My heart is hardened. A long time passed, and the king of Egypt died. The Israelites needed help, so they went to God. God heard their cries, but he was mindful of the covenant. Meanwhile, Moses was tending the flock of Jethro. While tending, he came upon Mount Horeb.
Meanwhile, Moses was tending to the flock of Jethro. While tending, he came upon Mount Horeb. There the angel of the Lord appeared to him as a fire flaming out of a bush.
I must turn aside to look at this remarkable sight. Why does this bush not burn up?
The Lord saw that he had turned aside to look.
Moses, Moses, here I am. Do not come near. Remove your sandals from your feet, for the place where you stand is holy ground. I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob.
Moses hid his face because he was afraid to look at God.
Pharaoh was angry and wanted Aaron and Moses out.
Get Moses and Aaron in here.
So Moses and Aaron took all their possessions and Joseph's bones.
They were led out of Egypt by a pillar of clouds in the day and a pillar of fire at night. Again, the Pharaoh said,
My heart is hardened.